You're now watching Haunt Talk with your host Scott from Exploring Attractions and Rob from The Howling Hour, home for all things scary and spooky related.
Welcome back to another episode of Haunt Talk. My name is Scott from Exploring Attractions.
And I am Rob of the Howling Hour.
And today we are actually talking about a nightmare of an attraction that never actually sleeps. And we have one of the creative geniuses behind it, Chewy, one of the creative geniuses behind Eulogy Collective, which is a year-round haunted attraction in Anaheim. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming on. I'm excited to talk about this new year-round attraction that you guys have kind of brought over to Anaheim. A little bit about your past with Santa Ana Haunt, obviously, and just everything about you. So let's kick it off with an icebreaker, something to ease the mood, get into it. An easy one. What's your favorite horror movie?
Oh man. Okay.
Or horror movie.
That might be a tough one.
Well, here's an interesting thing. Like, and I've said it before, and it's gonna sound horrible, but I'm not a huge horror movie fan. I'm not like in it because of the horror movies. I'm literally in it because of the art of the scare.
Dude, I'll cut you off right there. Sorry to interrupt. Almost everyone that we have on this podcast is a scatter or whatever is the same way. So you're not alone.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought I was like,
everyone's I don't watch horror movies that much. And I'm like,
13th Ghost. That's a really big one that hits.
No, that's a good one.
I don't watch it every day. My day-to-day watches are Twilight Zone, and the Munsters. I actually have Mr. Herman Munster on here. That's like
nice.
That's like my safe space. You can ask my wife. I've probably watched the Munsters back to back. Maybe I'm not kidding, dude. 100 times. Let me show you real quick. That's what greets you at my door at my apartment.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
I have him tattooed. I have a bunch of stuff back here. That's just the Munsters. I have toys from
Munster stuff.
the 80s, from the 70s, from whatever you name it. If I see it, I buy it from the Munsters. So that is my biggest horror themed, I guess, show or movies. It's the Munsters and Twilight Zone.
Nice. Some
That's
old school stuff right there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like a lot of people who get into scare acting are just like creating haunt events. In your experience, like they aren't a huge diehard for horror movies. They just really love the art of it, which is it's a cool kind of subgenre of horror.
Yeah.
But I'll go ahead and start off with the questions, Rob, and follow up, if you will. But I just want to know, take us back to the Santa Ana Haunt days. How did that all get started?
So Santa Ana Haunt stemmed from from Boomers. Boomers in Irvine actually did a haunted house. I've been working haunt since I was 18 years old. I started with the Empty Grave. Shout out to Michael Tellerico, huge part of my reason why I scare. So they actually started. That was at the GardenWalk. The Empty Grave was at the GardenWalk where the flight deck simulation is, and where we were in 2024. So I started with him, and then I went to, when he left to Colorado, I went to Not Scary Farm, and I also auditioned at Queen Mary. So at Queen Mary, I got hired by David Wally. I got the part for the Iron Master in Intrepid. Remember that big old freaking train you would walk through? Oh, that was so good.
And what year was this? I'm sorry.
2016.
2016. Okay, so were you in the big dome?
Okay, so before we get into that, I believe it was in there. So I got 2016. I got casted as the Iron Master at Queen Mary. And then last minute, I saw that Not Scary Farm was hiring too. So I went and auditioned at Scary Farm that same year. And I'm like, shit, I got a part over here, but let me go see it. And they're like, hey, Streets, if you want to audition for Streets, go over here. Cool. So word down the line was like, oh, Ghost Town is full. I was with Cameron, Wyatt, a couple guys from my old haunt and that work at Scary Farm. So word was that Streets were sold out, like they're done. Like, hey, no more Ghost Town, no more what was it? Fiesta or whatever. Or only thing left was Fiesta and Boardwalk, whatever. I go audition for Fiesta and Boardwalk, and they gave me Ghost Town. So I was like, shoot.
Made no sense.
Rookie in Ghost Town. And I'm like, all right, dude, I'm running it. I ran it 2016, 2017. In 2018, I was working at Guitar Center at that time as well. So I worked a full-time job. I worked Guitar Center, and then I worked Not Scary Farm. Every season, everybody knew I'm coming to work late. I'm not showing up some days. Like, sorry. And the Naveed from the manager at Boomers comes in to buy some fog machines. He's like, "Hey, do you know anybody that knows like Halloween stuff? Because we want to do a haunted house." I'm like, "She, like, that's me. I got you."
Yeah.
And yeah, I ended up doing Boomers Haunt out there in Irvine, and that's where I started. I had Andy. He's in Queen Mary now. I had Dustin. I had a couple like high school kids doing high school hours, and some kids that were working Boomers, and actually Shins from Queen Mary Sliders, who's Andy's girlfriend. Shins was also with us at that time. She actually started with Santa Ana Haunt, and there's a whole history there. But that's how Santa Ana Haunt came about, basically from Boomers. Then 2020 happened. They didn't want to do anything over there anymore. It was 2018, 2019, and 2020. They couldn't do anything. Sorry, it's not that they don't want to. They couldn't do anything because of the pandemic. Right. So I said, all right, well, hold my beer. Let me go. Hey, guys, you guys want to – I hit up my buddy Enrique. I was just with him at the haunt. I'm like, hey, dude, you want to build a little display, something small at my dad's house? Because couldn't do it at my apartment. I live in downtown Santa Ana. I'm like, I couldn't do it in my apartment. Trust me, I tried. But what's it called? We did a small display, and I made a Santa Ana Haunt shirt, and it was very small. U-turn in the front, sanitizing people's hands. But since we were the only thing really happening, it was really, really busy and popular. And the next year, I didn't know if I was going to do it. 4 months before, people were driving up like, hey, dude, are you going to do it again? We're looking forward to it. So we went bigger and better every single year. Rob, I don't think you came into the first year, right? I think you came second year.
No, I can't. I think it was 21 was the first year that I came through.
Yeah. So it all stemmed from that, from Boomers, and I mean, I just love the haunt, dude. I've never taken a year off ever in my life. Have I taken a year off? I've always been working haunts or some sort of building stuff now.
It's kind of like a happy accident that this just kind of like fell into your lap. Like, so, I mean, working at Guitar Center, just from one random person talking to you, and then you just started your own haunt, with all the haunt experience that you already had before.
I learned a lot that for sure, man. I was like, I didn't know nothing about construction building. I knew a little bit of like getting stuff together. We did very crude stuff. Budget was non-existent. Like I'm not even kidding. My budgets at the home haunt were bigger than that stuff at Boomers. Not saying anything bad about them, but it was really, really something that I learned. And like with Santa Ana Haunt, just trying to make it something like it is some sort of like falling in my lap and luck, but I work really hard with stuff, so I'm very like go all the way or don't go in it at all for a lot of things, especially when I'm passionate about stuff. And it was really cool. I mean, to just see Santa Ana Haunt to what it became and what it meant to people was amazing, and to put it down, this 2024 or 2025, it really sucked. It really sucked, but I think Eulogy Collective now means a lot more to a lot of people, and Santa Ana Haunt was just so centered to a city, I think Eulogy Collective and the Word Collective. I have a big team at Midsummer Scream. I have arguably the biggest team. Have really committed people, volunteers, and just people who live, breathe, like bleed Eulogy Collective now.
No, for sure. And you can, I mean, just speaking on, I mean, Santa Ana Haunt, you could see you and your team, the passion that you guys just put into that. I always hesitate to call it like a home haunt, because again, walking through there, you just felt so immersed. You forget you were at someone's house, and every year I would always tell you your facades were just like they were elite facades. I'm not even talking like home haunts. I'm talking just period elite facades. And you guys, your whole team, everyone did just like it was awesome going through there. And you pull up, it was so cool. Like every time I pull up to Santa Ana Haunt, it just see like the line of people waiting to get in. I remember one night I showed up and there was like a line around the block. It was just so cool to see that, and to know just like getting to know you over the years and just your passion and seeing you do the stuff at like Midsummer Scream, the year you had like where you could like sit at the bar area and you had like the trigger scares. That was just like, you made people just like who were observing kind of like a part of it.
I love all my people at Midsummer Scream at the Hall of Shadows, but I'm still waiting for someone to beat us on that bar because I want to put it down that it's one of the best bars that ever existed.
And by the way, the whole facade thing that Rob was talking about, that still stays true with the Midsummer facades as well, because that facade's definitely one of the biggest.
Last year's, it's really intricate too, man. My guys are sorry for the word, very anal. We're all like-minded. We're gonna do something. We're gonna go all the way. I am always with the budgets because it's expensive as hell. But yeah, my guys are super like in it as much as I am. So that's really where it all comes in. I do a lot of the tech stuff. I'll do a lot of the story writing, make sure stuff makes sense and all that. But once I hand it off to anybody in my crew, I can just walk away and not really care. Like know that it's going to be taken care of in a high manner. And we spend way more time than we should on some stuff, to be honest, but it ends up being really, really good.
That's what happens as a creative, though, in any field. I'm the same way. Like I'll be done with the video and I'll spend an extra 2 hours on it that I didn't need to do, but it's just because like there's passion. It's a passion. Yeah. It's literally just because you're
notice.
About it.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Nobody else can notice, but if you notice and you don't change it, then why are you even doing it? Because you're just like, well, why am I not satisfying myself?
Just something just kind of, you had talked about it earlier. You mentioned it earlier, and it's just because for me, when I go through, haunted houses, or I go to big events, small events, whatever it is, you talked about like the art of it. Like you were really like the horror aspect wasn't like your thing. It was more the art, and just if you could like kind of speak on that a little more, just like what are you looking for, or what back then as opposed to like kind of now, what were you looking for? What's something that kind of like caught your eye that drew you to just kind of even just building like what Eulogy is?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's multifaceted, multifaceted answer, because on the actor side, like my art of the scare, what really made me fall in love with it was hitting my gloves up against a piece of metal and seeing the fear in your face or the scream. Right now, as a creative, I just said it yesterday. More than anything, it's the community that really holds me into it. Like doing it for people. Yeah, it's a really hard question to answer. I think it's, but for the art of the scares, hearing the screams, and people getting the stories, and people falling into this world and living it, and actually understanding what we were trying to portray is really what I think the art is. Is like this last one we did, Sweet Love. We've done 3 productions in a span of 4 months. That includes building and tearing down, might I add, and people understanding the reason the sheriff is there, people falling in love with the story, understanding the assignment, if that makes any sense. I think that's what it all put together, from audio, from lighting, from scenic, from layout, like just the rooms that stayed the same from the last event to the next one, but we have a whole new meaning in this new world. I think that's what I would say is like really the art of it, is being able to get it from here, put it on paper, and not only put it on paper, send it to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different freaking people, and all collectively, no pun intended, and even actors all collectively coming together as one solid story.
Right.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, because you obviously have this now full-scale professional production. If you are, and I'm sure you're still always going to be going through these, at least for the first year, but what are like some of the growing pains that you have noticed moving from a home haunt to now like in a commercial space, essentially, in a mall?
So my pains were really at the beginning. At the beginning was the biggest pains ever, because of the city, because of fire marshal, because of opening on time, all of that stuff. I think now that we're on our 4th event, it's actually been pretty easy. It's honestly come down to, like, again, the anal retentiveness that we have. Honestly, I'm just living it like, okay, so what if we didn't put that blood splatter here? So what if, we didn't do the bush as big as we wanted, or the tree as big as we wanted, or little things. So I've learned to. I would say it's got easier, a lot more easier. I mean, I'm leaving. I'm tomorrow's my last day working on the hunt until 3 days before we open. I'm gonna be gone for 10 days, 11 days, and I'm not worried. The first day, the first event, the Christmas event, I was very worried. Sweet Love was, dude. We just cruised. We're learning. You know, at the end of the day, like we're so extra anal
Yeah.
that even if we miss that 5%, 10% of our mind, it's still a good 100% to other people's eyes, because we do
Right.
focus on a lot of stuff, and we do take on a lot doing this, dude. I mean, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to do a full change build out, adding TVs, adding triggers, new music, new audio, new lighting, new everything, new story, new makeup, new face charts, new. Again, I just think it's gotten easier over time than actually harder. But the beginning was the hardest part. Was dealing with Fire Marshal, but now he comes in, he trusts us.
Yeah.
We have a record with him. He's just like super cool with us because he knows we're doing everything good. And again, it just got easier.
So just speaking to Sweet Love. Oh, I guess this would be a two-parter, because I did see your, like, you're an event. I don't know if it was yesterday, but just kind of like questions and stuff. And I thought something you said was really cool. But just speaking of Sweet Love, what I mean, you could easily just be, oh, let's do some kind of Valentine's Day, but. And I read this somewhere, like an article, or someone was talking about your haunt specifically, and this is what I feel like kind of makes it different from other haunts. And I was wondering if you just like, if this was your mindset or how you were going about this, but it really does feel, like not just like a haunted house, but it's almost like a play your people are acting out. And is that like something? Was that, I guess, purpose? Like, were you trying to be like I guess different? Were you trying to, like, we're not just gonna scare, we're gonna tell a story kind of thing? Like, what was your, like, what's the thought process in all of that?
So, in the words of a really really wise man, Bob Ross, they're all happy little accidents.
Okay.
It's we didn't know this story was gonna become a freaking play, because it's theater, it's a stage fright theater. I think that's the reviewers talking about it. And
Yeah.
something they said really, dude, like I forget just how much this is and how big this is. It's beyond me now. I don't know how Eulogy got out of control in a year, freaking a year. San Ana Hunt moved quick, but Eulogy is just like, it's stepping it up. I'm not trying to sound narcissistic here, but what they said really stick to me. They're like, dude, other haunts need to do this, and it was just an accident. Like, not an accident. We know we wanted something, but it wasn't.
Right.
We didn't write it out to be a full play,
Yeah.
and I think what we have going versus other haunts is, and not just other haunts, is that most people are focused on the put through. So they want you to go in and get out, get in, get out, get in, get out.
Yeah.
I'm not talking bad. I love those. I hate being somewhere for more than 10 minutes. Trust me, dude. Like, I have social anxiety like a mother, especially now getting older. I just don't want to be around people. Or if I go to an event, like, how long is it? Oh, it's 4 hours. Shh, what am I going to do there for 4 hours? Like, anyways, damn, I think I forgot the question already. What's it called?
Just about the more the play aspect of it.
Mike Cassidy actually wrote that one. And he's like, hey, dude, what if we do a slasher for this one? I'm like, no, freaking Bloody Valentine. He's like, no. I'm like, let's hear me out. And he wrote it out, and I went in there, I tweaked it up, and I made it make sense, and he made it make sense, and we just flew with it. And we've been testing our actors more than anything, dude. Like, season 1, they all wanted a mask. Season 2, they wanted a mask again, but we took the masks off, and a lot of our actors said, no, I want the mask, because we like to hide behind the mask, and that's what makes us want to scare. But once we took their masks off, they got out of their comfort zone and they pushed more. And then we told them, hey, now you got to make sure that there's a story. Okay. And just happy little accidents are happening. Like, we did not intend for Sweet Love to have the whole intro until like a week, the week after we opened it, Like,
okay.
No, sorry. The week after the Christmas one ended.
Okay.
We did not mean for it to just be like this whole story. We just said, hey, wouldn't this be cool? Okay, can we do it? Oh, we can do it. And we did it. And then, okay, you know what? People are meeting up. They're catching up too much for the final girl. So Scott, can you or Doctor, can you hold them in your room and talk to them? And they'll go and they'll run with it.
Okay.
And then we
And,
go, okay, you're gonna do this kill scene, and it just again, it's all on paper. I say it
right.
all the time. On paper, it looks beautiful, but it doesn't always translate to real life. So we are
Right.
open to changes. Every season, we're doing something like we're changing it mid
Right.
rehearsal, mid show. From the day one, dude, it's one total different show than from day 18, because the kids and the adults, everybody that goes through it, they hone their character. They start building bonds. Like, oh, I'm
Right.
actually I'm the son of the sheriff. And then the sheriff starts talking about the doctor and stuff we didn't write. We let them do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We let them improv. And I think that's what the beauty is with our haunt over, again, I respect every single haunt, but that's the difference our haunt has, is that we leave you alone. Like, we don't want to put you with anybody else, and we make
Right.
sure you stay alone through the whole
No.
experience and make sure you get the whole story.
Yeah, and it's more immersive. And I think people like that. Think people are, for the most part, are used to that. Like you were saying, like, all right, everyone get through. Like, oh, boo, boo, boo. All right, next one. And where yours is, you're investing time with these people, and there's a story, and they're getting it. And just so you're talking about your team and like growing, and that's something that I was watching, and you were talking about in the interview or the panel that you were on. Something you said, I was laughing because you apologized to the media. You're like, oh, sorry, media, but like, when you guys come on the first day, it's one thing, and by the end of the run, it's another thing. But I think that's awesome, because you're, like how you're saying, you're actors, and even yourself, you're allowing. You're not like, oh no, this is the way I want it. This is what it's got to be. This is what makes sense to me. But you're listening to your actors, like, well, no, like, if this person's this, and this person has to, they're gonna call back to what happened earlier in the scene, and you're letting them work through. So,
and they
go ahead.
They play around so much. Like, there's this kid. I'm not gonna say her name, but she's a super fan, dude. She came to every event. She's like a 13-year-old kid, and it freaking warms my heart, dude. She comes. Her grandma. She goes with her grandma on Sundays. Guess where grandma brings her to us, and they buy a ticket. They buy a rerun. At this point, she shows up. We just give her a free ticket all night.
Nice.
She's just going through the maze. She's giving the guys bracelets. She wants to act with us. She goes to the panel. She goes to everything. Like, everything eulogy, she wants to be at. So,
and I think that has
actors,
a lot to do with like you said, the passion that you put in, because like without the passion, there's that fans' passion too to the haunt.
Well, the actors started playing with
really?
them. So the actors started playing with them because they noticed that there's Pete and Peter. They're two clowns. They're going to be in every maze now, but they're in the first room. What's it called? And they would start moving them on the kids. So the kids will come in, it's like, oh shit, why is it there now? Oh shit, why is it over here? And they'll put it behind them, and they'll play with them, and they're like, they started tripping out on the clowns alone. So then they wanted to come back. So the actors understand it, they see it, and instead of getting annoyed, they changed the story for the kids.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
I think when you're saying, like, not to be narcissistic or anything, like, it's more so just taking that pride in your craft. I mean, in the how do I say this? The rate in which you guys have grown to like a general public haunt scene is really incredible, coming from going from Santa Ana to now this, and maybe it has a lot to do with the location, but the location is just one thing. The keeping the fan base around is another thing, and that's your guys' job to do, and you guys have done that already, not even a year in to this location. So
it's expensive. I will say that my wallet hates me. It's expensive. But our partnership with the GardenWalk, our deal with them, it's amazing. Like, they're great. They want us there. The owner there just loves it. He comes through at every event. He brings people in, like his friends and family, and he shows them, and they all love it. He really cares about this place too, as much as I do. So that's a really, really cool thing that we have going on for us. And there's so many people, dude. I just got off the phone. I won't get too into it, but to your point, it's something that I've had to learn lately. I'm always in my head. I'm always like with social anxiety, like not trying to like really be out there, and I'm trying to
Sure.
push myself. Like it was
Yeah.
good that this fell in because I'm trying to get better at publicly speaking because I have to. But some days someone has told me before, my crew has, like, dude, you got to sit back and see what you've done and give yourself the
Yeah.
kudos of what you've done because it is really something remarkable. And yeah, I mean, to that again, I just don't like to sound narcissistic. I don't like to sound like, oh, look at me, like, but sometimes I do, I'll be honest. And especially when I'm talking to
Yeah.
my friends and they're seeking advice, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude,
No,
come on.
and it's just it shows a lot. Like that's when like you can really tell someone has passion for something because, um, y'all good. Uh,
Yeah.
from any, like I said, anyone in the creative scene or anything, like it's really hard to pat yourself on the back sometimes, unless you are a narcissist
Mm-hmm.
and you are full of yourself. But it's because you are pushing yourself to do better and better and better that you feel like you're just trying to one up yourself every time, and that's like a trait to have.
Well, one big thing with my business partner for my other company, I run a lighting audio video company with a couple of my business partners, and we one thing that he told me one day, because me and my friends were arguing, me and my crew were arguing, and I'm like, dude, I'm so freaking fed up with this guy because blah 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 blah. He's like, dude, if you guys didn't argue and all your people just followed whatever you said, you guys would
Yep,
not be growing. You guys would
100%.
not be what you are. You gotta argue to freaking. You gotta argue to to challenge each other. And that
Yeah.
being said, and it's something I've told my crew. The day somebody tells me, "No, this is the best way to do this thing," I'm. This is it. When the day you stop learning is the day you find yourself
Yep.
not working with us anymore. Because
Mm.
if you're close minded and you think you know everything about what you, I don't care if you've done it for
Yeah.
20 years, man. I was just talking to my friend Sarah. She does makeup for. She came to train my makeup artist. She does makeup for Insomniac and stuff. She told me the same. Dude, I was in Mexico, and they taught me some shit that I've never
Yeah.
thought of doing, and I'm putting it to my practice now.
That's
So,
cool.
and she's been around
Yeah.
for a long time. So yeah, that's the two things I always carry
Can't have a
very
bunch of yes men and yes
heavily
women
around.
around you. You can't. That's
Yep.
So you've kind of touched already on like the time process in between productions. You've had Deadly Sins, you've had A Christmas Horror Story, Sweet Love, and now you have The Hunt, which is the upcoming production. So how what's your process in between each production, and how do you still like maintain that production value with having such a tight schedule to change it?
So in between productions, we're already working on the next one. So we have everything set on stone. We have the to-do list ready to go. We have everything going on between productions. But during production, we're working on the next production. My goal is to
Okay.
be 6 months in advance. So I'm still testing it out, but I'm not. I'm nowhere close to 6 months in advance right now. We are just about finishing the Hunt's build out. Once that opens, then like next week when I'm in Chicago, I'm going to be working on a lot of because I'm going to be staying with my sister. So I'm probably just going to stay at her apartment, just boop, 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 work on her computer, right?
Right.
On my computer, and probably start working on the next event and have the to-do list ready for when this one ends. And yeah, a lot of stuff is kind of picked out. Um, we already know the theme for October. I already know the theme for May and June up to maybe July, and then we're working on something for like around end of June, end of July.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, I would assume it's you're still trying to figure out that balance of like trying to get ahead of certain things, but having a to-do list is good, because then it gives you deadlines on when you need to
Hmm.
actually knock stuff out.
Yeah, one of the big things we're trying to do is to get this like a lot, get the in betweens a lot tighter. So because we are right now we're basically a semi-annual hunt still. Like we
Mm-hmm.
were only open for so many days out of the year. I'm trying to cut it down to 1 week in
Okay.
between shows.
Yeah.
Because we do get calls like,
Okay.
"Hey, are you guys open this weekend? We got a party, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
So,
And you're like, crap, I wish it were.
yeah, but unfortunately, dude, sometimes it does get really, really slow.
Yeah.
So we do need the support of the community to get higher, so we can
Right.
justify opening for 8 months,
For
8
sure.
weeks, as
Yeah.
opposed to 6 weeks, and have a 1 week build out. But at the moment, again, this is new territory. There's no book of no rule book telling you, hey, this is how you build a year-round hunt and how you market it.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought process was, hey, just give our locals something fresh to come to.
Yeah. Right on.
How is I don't know how I guess how is the surrounding, because you're at the Garden Walk and there's a lot of things to do there, but I feel like you guys are a good draw. It's something different. How is like the actual community kind of, I guess, received you guys as far as being an all year round
hunt community, or like the mall peeps,
like the mall and stuff like that. Like
they love us.
You get people.
Oh yeah, they love us.
Okay.
They'll give us hookups on boba. They'll bring us stuff. They'll be like, dude, people come to my shop just because they're like, they'll be asking, like, hey, like, how many people we got tonight? You know, little stuff like that. But
okay,
it's still a challenging plaza because it's very, either you go there for something like Sweet Love, or to get your phone fixed, or to get a boba, or you're just passing by and you got somewhere to go. Because I mean, when you're on vacation, I mean, 90% of people that are not like me, they have plans. They have their whole day planned. They're like, we're gonna eat at Fire at Ice at 6:00. 6:45, we have to be in our show, and by the time they go into their show at House of Blues, we're closed. Or they're gonna go from the JW Marriott. They want to go see the fireworks, and they want to get a good seat for that. They're gonna go watch a movie. So everybody, I think, is like already has their time calculated. So it's not very walk up friendly, I would say. But we're working on it. You know, we do get walk ups. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as heavy as you would anticipate. Because again, people are planning stuff. So what usually happens is people will come from either a YouTube video like Grim Life Collective or something like that. They'll make their plans when they're coming from UK. They're like, hey, we're gonna stop by Eulogy, or they'll stop. They'll walk by. They have their plans ready, and if they free up, they'll be like, hey, we're back. Remember we talked, and they'll fit us in somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. No, I mean, if I can advocate for, you know, Eulogy Collective, I think even just the day that I went with, you know, Scott was down there and Tony, like, it was cool, like, just to, like, we grabbed a bite to eat, and it was, like, kind of like in anticipate, like, oh, we're going to eat, then we're going to go in Eulogy and just kind of hang out and, you know, just feel the vibe of it. So, you know, you know, just to kind of just be like, to encourage people to, like, you could make like a date of it, you know, take, you know, or your friends outing, you could go, there's a lot of stuff to eat over there, grab a bite to eat and then go get scared. So I mean, I think you guys are in an awesome spot. I think you know, just, you know, I know you got the House of Blues over there, and yes, those people are there, you know, for that, but I think, you know, just the more and more people hear about you guys, and you know, it'll be more like, again, going to get something to eat, and then let's go hit up, you know, Eulogy, or let's go do Eulogy and then go grab a bite to eat, and maybe they'll come back for more. Because you guys are doing something awesome over there, and I was gonna say,
I think that, like, gradually, like, you're gonna have, like, I mean, you've obviously built a core haunt attraction audience, and it's just gonna keep growing and growing and growing the more people. I mean,
yeah, we're in the education phase. We have to educate people that were there.
Yeah, exactly.
The Garden Walk. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean.
Oh no, what I was gonna say is I was gonna like, I think that's gonna gradually happen, like you said, the education phase. But to your point of the vacation side of things, you know, maybe we're different, but it's like I'm always looking at, like, different attractions around the area where we're at to see, like, you guys could be a part of that, especially being around Disneyland. Like, I mean, maybe, you know, families aren't looking for a haunted house. But to that point, people are going to look up things to do, attractions to do near me, and slowly but surely, Eulogy is going to be popping up a lot more on there, which I think is going to be a huge benefit with the semi-long-term lease that you have with GardenWalk, which would be awesome to see.
I want to ask you, and you don't have to give too many details because I don't want it to be ruined, but the hunt. Now, I mean, when I heard and saw the like the picture and just like the idea of it, I mean, it almost looked like, you know, an Easter egg hunt, but in reverse and sadistic. I don't know, whatever, like, I guess whatever you can say to kind of get people to want to go to this, or just kind of like the idea of what's going to happen in there. Because, I mean, it's just, to me, again, like, when I saw it, I was just like, that looks sick. And if it's like what I'm thinking in my head, I'm just like, this is going to be crazy. So if you could kind of give, I guess, a little like teaser of what we kind of can expect from the hunt?
The hunt is so so it is a hunt. So what do? We hunt
Okay.
we hunt for eggs, right?
Right,
We're
right.
kids and go get the eggs at the park. Well, there is a hunt going on, but it's somebody hunting humans. That's the whole purpose of it. So the way it's laid out, it's you're going to your initiation to join this the Gilded Society. Um,
Okay.
and that's where the 1% live, and you're like, oh, dude, like I'm invited, I'm gonna go. But turns out it's an initiation, and you what you have to do is survive playing fields. So that's why you have the city. We have a mirror maze that we're adding in there right now. We're adding,
Wow.
you have to survive these little playing
That
fields.
mirror maze is what caught
Um,
my eye in the description that you guys posted. I didn't even comment it. I
yeah,
was like, mirror mazes, huh?
yeah, we're adding the mirror maze right now. It's almost complete. It's expensive, but yeah, we're adding that. And all of this will tie into like October. We'll have a like now. October is going to have 3, 4, 5 more times more people than any other attractions do for throughout the year.
Okay.
So we're hoping that all of this will give you a whole new different feel for October. But yeah, it's basically you're going to get initiated, but it goes wrong, and you're going to be hunted. You might be saved, you might not. I don't know. You might die in there, but yeah, that's it's the 1% hunting us. It's one thing that I don't know if you've noticed throughout our haunts. I don't really do monsters per se, besides the vampire maze
Right.
we did,
Right, right.
but that's still immortal in one sense. I really try to connect this. I don't like animatronics. One, they're expensive. Two, you can tell it's an animatronic,
Yes,
bro. Like you can tell
Yeah.
it's
absolutely.
like no matter unless you have Disneyland money, you cannot really get one that looks real.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I love the haunts
Yeah.
that have animatronics. Fuck yeah, they're awesome. Oops, sorry, I don't know if I can
Oh no,
cuss here.
you're good.
Like hell
No,
yeah,
you're good. You're good. You're good.
they're awesome. But who are the real monsters in the world? Humans
Yeah,
themselves,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
People.
people. So that's why a lot of our stories have been mortals. They're human. So this one, in with the climate of things, with everything going on, I think it's really gonna connect. It's gonna be like, oh shit, this could really be happening. The
Okay.
one
Yeah.
percent using humans and hunting them for game. And there's a movie close to this. There's The Purge. There's a lot of stuff that relates to
Hmm.
this. So not trying to get political in no way, shape, or form, but I think it's just a freaky concept, and I think it's gonna be a really really cool one.
Yeah, and you know, the reason why I think this is so smart from your end is like you said, like you're bringing in. It's obviously like around the Easter time, the egg hunt, and then also the actual hunt of the humans. Like that is such a clever play on the name and the storyline,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and also to your point about like animatronics and monsters and characters, there are different haunts that do all these different things. They focus more on mask and like these really neat, super special, scary effects of the mask. There's places that are more like a storytelling, like theater, like a live action theater, like you guys can have. But one thing that you guys have is you have these characters in each one. Like with Sweet Love, you have the Sweet Love Killer who you see periodically throughout the entire layout. I'm assuming it'll be kind of the same with the
Yeah.
hunt, and that builds up story and that builds up callbacks that you can make in the future. And that's one thing I really like about Eulogy.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of callbacks. It's funny because we could talk about like haunts now, like animatronic
Hmm.
haunts. There's other haunts. There's everybody does it differently, and I think I mean for myself and my family, they always ask me, "What's the best haunt?" Knott's
Yeah.
Universal. Where do you want to go? I'm like, dude, go to
Yeah.
both. Like, do you like
What
ice
are you
cream?
what are you looking
Yeah.
for? First of all.
Well, the
Yeah.
big question I ask: do you like ice cream? Yes,
Yeah.
you do. What flavor? Chocolate? Just chocolate? No,
Yeah.
dude. I love chocolate, Rocky Road. I like Snickers. It depends how I
Yeah.
feel that day.
Well, cool. Let me
So
show you
same
a
thing with
place that
haunts.
has the
There's different.
variety, the best variety. Then you know.
Yeah, yeah. There's the
Yeah.
Neapolitan one, and then there's Reign of Terror has really cool sets, animatronics. It's long, it's great, and you got Universal, very polished, very very. If you like the movies, dude, go freaking see it. You like Five Nights at Freddy, you
Yeah.
can experience that in real life, like Terrifier, all of that stuff. Like they have a polished look. You like more like gritty and more like the monsters putting themselves into the story like how we do. Go to Knott's. Like they do that every day, all day. They sometimes do their own costumes on streets and get it approved.
Yeah.
There's just so much variety, and every day is a different flavor. Like it's not the same food every day you're gonna eat. Same thing with the hunt. Like you can experience so many different levels of perfection. I mean, everybody perfects it in their own way. Um,
Right.
they're not to say that there is bad haunts, but they're 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 usually not that popular, and nobody really goes to them. But for the most part, everybody per budget and I mean, I guess I don't mean it like that. Like there's bad ones. Like I haven't gone through one, but there's some stuff like for us we can go through, and you go like, oh, it's like poppy
Yeah.
scary. It's a blow up balloon or just party city costumes and stuff. But for 80%
Right.
of the community in there that never goes to haunts, that's perfection
Right.
for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like if you were to just throw up something in like your garage or something, like the community
Hmm.
within that neighborhood, it's gonna think it's the best thing ever.
They're gonna
Yeah.
appreciate it. It's the
Yeah.
best thing ever, and we might walk through it. You're not gonna do a video about it. I'm not gonna really
Yeah.
come
But
back.
it's not catering
still
to
a
it's
good
not
hunt
our
in one way,
market.
shape, or form.
That's like it's completely
not,
Right.
different.
yeah.
Yeah.
So no, and I think you as like a creator definitely like realizing that is awesome because it is true. Like more people need to realize like there's different varieties of stuff like this. You're going to Eulogy expecting one thing, you're going to Knott's expecting one thing, you're going to Universal, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what That's what makes Rob and I's, you know, jobs, if you will, fun. Is because we try to go to all of them.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
always something cool at all of them. Like Queen Mary this past year, man. Me and my crew went through the Big Top Circus like 5 times because we like that
Dude,
ball pit
yes.
really, and we would just go in there and,
Oh
and hit ourselves with
yeah.
it. There was nobody there at the end of the night. We just ran it, and we just
Yeah,
had so much fun in there.
not to get sidetracked.
I'd
Queen Mary
prefer-
being a different like
Oh, go ahead.
haunt event that leans heavily into making you feel uncomfortable because you're on a freaking haunted ship.
I hate I prefer the ball pit as opposed to those stupid where
Oh my
the floor that
goodness, yeah.
slides and
Oh, I hate
moves.
shit.
I feel like I'm gonna snap my ankles in there.
Oh, dude.
I'm just like, oh,
So
hold on.
I hit one of my guys straight in the freaking face, and I think right after that it's the spinning board.
Yeah.
Or before I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I ran to the right, and this first time, and we were like, whatever, cool. Then I realized there's a second way to go. So the second time we came, I grabbed the ball, hit one of my guys square in the face. Dude chased me. I ran to the left because I'm like, oh, I'm being smart. Freaking hit one of those floors. I was like, whoa, shit. I ran into the vortex, look back, and I see him run towards me again. Same thing, ate shit on it, and we just freaking out. We were just
You're like,
laughing.
this is
I
a
think they
safe
almost-
area.
Good
I don't want to go
time.
to the balls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was. This is the last year was the most haunts I've ever done. I did Knott's, Universal, and Queen Mary. Because again, we're year round, so that's what we're planning. It's like September. We're ready to go. We're open, and I want to go to more haunts
Yeah.
this year. Like we went to Black Casket just recently. That was super cool. Super cool people. Really cool haunt, and I needed to start doing more R&D research. Some more.
Yet to
Yeah.
gone to Delusion. Everyone says Delusion's really good. I want to check out Delusion.
Yeah, one of my guys
Yeah.
loves Delusion. He thinks the old Delusion is better, but he still goes to them. He goes to a shitload of haunts. But I don't know if I can sit somewhere for 45 minutes. Like
Yeah.
I said, like I hate being timed. I hate being stuck in a show. Like if I got like I'll have to pee just because my mind told me I have to
Dude,
pee. Like
I'm the
10
same
minutes
exact
into
way.
it, there's no restroom.
Right?
I'm just like no.
Like you could have just went, and then they say, okay, everyone's stuck in here. It's like, oh man, I gotta go now.
I'm powered by
There
Diet
you go.
Coke, so I'm like always drinking it. So.
Well, that's all the questions I have about Eulogy. Rob, you got anything?
Not so much questions. Just I guess it is. I mean, so for your your people and just anyone like watching this video, what would you tell them as far as even just I guess getting involved with Eulogy, like as maybe volunteering or helping out? What would you say is like the best route to work at one of your haunts?
Instagram. Just hit us up on Instagram. Send us your email, and there's always something to do here, something to be a part of. If you got time on your hands and you want to learn, as long as you're cool people, like we'll accept you. I mean, our circle is getting bigger. but the core team was really tight. But we also have zero tolerance for bullshit. There's people blacked out of our hunt, like just for little dumb things. Hey, you make someone feel uncomfortable, you're out. So we will say that, like,
Yeah.
if you're coming here for the wrong reasons, I'll sniff it out from far away, and
Also a good thing because some haunts don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're actually starting background checks. We should have done it a long time ago, but it's expensive. Like, I think we're gonna spend like $800 on background checks.
It's all part of the now getting into that professional side of things. You know, you think about all these things that you start paying for all these things that you didn't think about before.
Yeah, but we're really I mean we're really welcome people that want to learn with open arms. And they're again the collective thing that's really resonates with me and my crew, because it really that's what it is. Like I said yesterday, one of the at the panel is I'll come up with a synopsis, a story, and I'll shoot it out to my team. They can go tinker about it, and I literally have all of them walk me through the maze. Like, hey, I was thinking this, and that. Maybe we do this. Okay, next one. Blah 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 blah. And then I'll grab all those ideas and sit pen on paper and pick up. And once I've heard everybody out, I'll go in, and once I write it what it's gonna be, it is what it is. And everybody got their shot to shoot their shot. And if it didn't make it, it didn't. They don't throw a fit. There's stuff we've done that 2 or 3 people were not agreeing with, but at the end of the day, they're like, "Oh shit, I'm so happy you did this," you know. And I still hold the record of "I told you so" at the haunt. So, especially not recently, like my crew would be like, "Hey, dude, I don't think we should do this." I'm like, "Dude, we're gonna do it because X, Y, Z." And then they're like, "Yeah,
enjoy it while it lasts, man. You're essentially you're training your replacements. Soon you're gonna be like, oh damn, they did tell me so.
Yeah. I mean, the dream is bigger. I mean, I've always dreamed big about running something like this ever since Santa Ana Hunt, and I've always been the type that dreams big. We don't want to stop with Eulogy Collective Anaheim. We're thinking about expanding even bigger than just Anaheim. Maybe Eulogy Houston, New York, Vegas, somewhere else. I think a lot of places need something like this. But I really want to cultivate it with the locals. Yeah. Like, you know, if wherever we decide to open another one, I really want to find someone there that like knows the community, because I think that's the biggest thing that resonates with the community is the that we are from the community, we look out for our community, and we know we give a place to our community, and I think that's what really stands out with us compared to any other place.
You kind of answered my final question there. I was going to ask what the ultimate future end goal is for Eulogy, but
we're also talking about a festival.
There we go. Just take over.
We don't know.
Take over the entire garden walk for a festival.
Yeah. There you go.
No, this is again one step, and I never stop. I don't know if hauling you've ever seen it, but oh my God, what's his name from? Oh, I'm blanking. The Knights. No,
Tony.
Knights of Horror.
Yeah.
Anthony. Tony.
I asked him about 2024, how he saw me when he came into the haunt. I was running a stage, running the lighting on the stage, mixing the stage, and sending people on break and working.
He did. No, yeah, he did. He did tell me about that. He's like, he was everywhere. He was doing this. He was doing this. Workhorse, man. Workhorse.
I did makeup on like 10 people that day. The other partners, they're not involved anymore. They were late, and I opened the whole maze, opened the whole stage. Like, and again, I've always dreamed hard, worked hard, dreamed harder. But I'm trying to get to that point where I don't have to work so much and kind of just ideate, get all the pieces together, and not physically hurt myself anymore. I think I've done a lot of that, but where the dreams are bigger. Yeah, the dreams are big, dude. Like I even with this, dude, my crew goes like, dude, you're freaking crazy. But they all caught up to us. We have some exciting stuff happening for Midsummer Scream that I cannot talk about. But we will be at Midsummer Scream. We're probably gonna.
Awesome.
We're to the point where I'm like, dude, open Midsummer Scream. We'll do Midsummer Scream, and when we close Midsummer Scream, we're all driving back to Eulogy, opening Eulogy, and doing Eulogy after.
That would be a perfect
hours,
marketing tactic right there.
Yeah. So we're like, I'm always pushing myself. I mean, I have 4 events.
That's awesome.
Sometimes I have 4 events at my AV company that I'm running, plus the haunted house, plus whatever the hell I decide to be working on, and then playing Fortnite.
That's
on
the
my,
most. That's the
my
most
kids'
important.
Switch or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Gotta get those clock
Well,
in those
Chewy,
gaming hours.
we really appreciate you coming on and doing this. It was
Yes, thank
very
you so much.
interesting
Thank
to
you.
see, or at least hear about the inside your mind and everything that goes in this event. And like, you guys all watching, this is why we do this show. We want to get very talented people recognized as much as possible. So please check out Eulogy Collective. The Hunt, debuting on April 3rd, correct? April 4th?
April 3rd we open.
Yeah.
But media is
Yep.
invited April 4th and 5th because we needed that one day to fine tune it, and we are running till like May 15th. So this is going to be about
nice long run.
6 to 7 week. Oh my God, that number. It's going to be about. Dude, I said it so much yesterday, and I keep saying it. I still say that number is not a. It's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's a very common number. It's a very common middle
true, yeah.
ground number. You don't want to say like 5 to 6 because then it's kind of lower.
Yeah.
So and then
it's 6 to 7.
yeah, and I'm gonna show you something. I'm just gonna cover my daughter's face, but my daughter was at a pumpkin patch years ago. She's older now. Look at the
Oh
number
my goodness.
of her card.
Yeah,
She's the
it started with
trendsetter.
her.
She's the trendsetter.
She found it earlier. She's 9 years old. She's like, what?
It's a simulation.
I just want to say it's awesome
Yeah.
to see your success, Chewy. I've watch you the past few years, and just from where I've seen you, and you've always been super awesome to me and very, very humble. I know you say whatever you want, but you've always been a humble dude. You've always appreciated people coming through, and we've appreciated you and the support you've given us just over the years. And I'm happy to see your success. I'm happy to see you doing the thing you love, and I'm just excited to see where the future takes you, because this is just the beginning, and you got so much more to go, and I can't wait to see
Like
the
a proud
journey
dad would say.
that you got.
Yeah. I'm gonna plug the new shirts in too.
I saw
Make
that.
sure
Yeah,
you
it's
come
freaking
pick
Yeah, go get one. Those are cool.
Yeah, those are so
cool.
sick. One of our guys actually designed them. Like, he wrote it down. You'll see him up front. His name is Luna with the tattoos. He's always drawing and doodling. I'm like, you make me a logo, and we threw it on Photoshop and made
looks
some
freaking
shirts.
awesome.
That's
Shout out
cool.
to MB Graphics.
And you can
for
get
printing
those
them for us.
at the actual attraction. So when you go to visit the Hunt,
Mhm.
because you have like 6 or 7 weeks to visit it, then make sure you buy a shirt too.
We also have merch from Miles from Ice Nine Kills. We're getting another shirt from him for this next run. We have 2 shirts from him. We have Universal Monster stuff from Rock Rebel. Shout out
awesome.
to Matt from Rock Rebel. They gave us some good deals. We're gonna release more shirts, more different designs. So we have a lot of cool stuff coming.
Make
up.
sure to follow them on Instagram,
Nice.
Eulogy Collective, to find out all the good news coming out soon. Once again, yes, not
Make
not
sure
the
you go
movie,
see The
just
Hunt.
attraction.
Not the movie. The Eulogy Collective attraction, The Hunt. You got to go check
If
it
you
out.
like EDM,
Oh,
you gotta come
that's
to this one.
very exciting.
We produced the whole like EDM track. with
Yes.
metal.
Yes.
Yeah, well, make sure to
I'm
follow
there.
Rob and
I'm
I's
there.
accounts too, because we'll have plenty of coverage of this EDM disaster hunt, Easter
Disaster.
extravaganza. Yeah.
This massacre we're
I'm
gonna
trying
go
to put
to.
lasers in there, man. My lasers are too powerful. They're like 40-watt lasers that you'll see at like EDM shows. And I'm like, I'm
You're
probably
gonna
not put a hole
put
through these
freaking
balls.
fire marshal's not going to be very happy then.
There's
Oh,
no
okay.
rules.
Well, there
They
you
told
go.
me I can.
If the people in charge said yes,
But do it.
There's nothing.
Do
stopping
it.
you.
Well, have you noticed something? We have no fog.
And
at
that is
Eulogy.
one of the biggest issues with any indoor haunt, is the fogs. So.
Yep. And I mean, I think we get away. Some pro haunts have come through. They're like, oh, wait, you don't have fog? I'm like, yeah, you didn't notice? Nah, dude, I was distracted with your sets and the lights and everything. But, we have, because they tied in the whole freaking alarm system together. So if we bypass ours, it bypasses the others or something like that.
And then
or maybe they
ruin
just don't want me to do
everyone's
it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
it's another
just tell
Circa
him you
Midsummer
can't do
Scream
fall.
2024. So freaking
Right?
Wait, what happened in
fog
2024?
machine set off the fire alarm.
The fog machine set off the fire alarms
It was
for
nonstop.
hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
it was Saturday
it
or
was
Sunday?
nonstop in the morning.
I think it was Saturday. Yeah.
Jesus. Hey, well, check us out
Right
at
on.
Midsummer Scream 2. We'll be there.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. My name is Scott from Exploring Attractions,
And I am Rob from the Howling Hour.
and we have been the Haunt Talk Podcast. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Signing off today. Peace out, everybody.